Hi, my name's Lisa McLaren and I've just recently completed the Knowledge for Healthcare Leadership programme. So I'm just going to talk a bit about what I got out of the programme, why I signed up for it, and basically why other people might want to sign up again as it's coming up in summer 2017. The reason I signed up was I wanted to improve my leadership skills and try to make a difference to how I was managing staff in my organisation, and I think that ultimately I did make improvements in my leadership skills. The programme itself is 4 face-to-face days kind of spread around the country: London, Bristol, Manchester, etc. We also had 4 action learning sets, which again were spread around the country, and these were in smaller groups of about 6 or so, and I'll talk about those in a bit. And we had a variety of webinars on topics such as elevator pitches, strategic planning, impact, and we had to do a little bit of work throughout the year on those as well. And we also had a group project, which I'll talk about in a bit. Unofficially, the programme was a really good support network for me and for others, especially after I'd had a failed interview and was having quite a bad time of it. My action learning set came together and were really supportive around me around that time. The action learning sets, I would say, were the best part of the programme because we were able to solve a lot of work-based issues in a very safe and supportive environment, and we learnt a lot about coaching models and how to implement them, so it was really useful. I also attended 2 conferences in a year, the SILIC conference in July and HLG in September, and I got the opportunity to speak at both conferences, meet up with some of the people in the programme, and we did a variety of things, took some selfies and what have you as well. It was a really, really good time. And I think I would say I gained a better understanding of the sector, both nationally and regionally. I probably got better knowledge for healthcare in general now than I had before. In terms of reflections, I think some of the best parts for me were the leadership stories that we had throughout the year. So we had leadership stories from Patrick Mitchell, Sue Lacey-Bryant, Louise Goswami, David Stewart, and we got one from Nick Poole at the end. And I would say Louise's and Sue's were really pertinent to me in particular because they talked about fashioning a career around having young children and how they worked around that, and that's the point in my career that I'm at the moment. So it was really interesting and heartening to see that where they've gotten to with all of that. As part of the course, I ended up doing quite a lot of reading on authentic leadership, which I was quite interested in, and that's stemmed from Jo Alcock's kind of interest in that herself as well, and she was very passionate about that, and so I've done quite a lot of reading, reflection and a bit of work on that, and I find that my leadership skills have improved, and that's the style of leadership that I want to continue working on throughout my career. I think it made me reflect a lot about my work-life balance, and that's probably quite personal to me, maybe not personal to everyone else, but I moved jobs in the middle of the programme, and I got a lot of support from my project team on that. I think it made me think about where I want to take my career in the future and how I might work my life around that, and that was really useful for me personally. And the group project, I've not mentioned that yet, but saving that for last, but it was a really interesting time. We did the training needs analysis for basically for the library knowledge staff all throughout the country. We had a rotating leadership on that, so every 2 months someone else would take a turn at leading the project, so we all got the chance to practice those leadership skills. We had a few issues with some project sponsor changes. We had staff who were quite spread. One of our project team was in Cornwall, 2 of us were in the northwest, so we had to kind of try and divide the team into 2 at some points and split ourselves up. The project, the survey itself didn't go live until January, and our project finished in February, so we had to do a lot of last minute rushing and basically try and get everything kind of done last minute and get all the analysis done, and I'd taken on the project leadership for the last 2 months, so it was personally quite tricky for me to try and kind of manage that project to the end, and we're still doing little bits and pieces on it and still working on it, but it's been a really great project, and it's nice to see something that's having quite a lot of national impact, and to think that you were a part of that and you made it happen, so that was really useful too. In terms of people you can talk to about the programme, there was about 24 of us throughout the country on it, but in the northwest there's probably myself and Michael Cook. In Yorkshire and Humber there is Sarah Hennessy, she was on the project team too. In Cornwall you've got Katie Oak. In Birmingham in the Midlands you've got Abby. So there's lots of different people you can talk to if you're interested in it, and each of us will probably have a different take on what happened and what we got from it. But I hope if you're thinking about going to the project that what I've just talked about might be quite useful for you, and that you might think about taking it up.